Please do share this with your friends who are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examinations. You can like and follow us on Facebook as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel to get live event and notifications for all the updates regarding CAT and other MBA entrance examination. You can also look at our WhatsApp as well as Telegram lists. You can join over there and we will update you. We don't spam over there. If you want, you can enroll for our Quant and LRDI courses. These are the best and the most comprehensive courses available in the market. In this session, we would be going beyond triangles and look at questions from polygons. We'll also look at the basic theory behind how to solve questions which involve polygons, etc. I would suggest pause this video, have a look at the PDF. The link is available in the description of this video. Once you have tried these on your own, then proceed with the rest of this session. Please do share this with your friends who are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examinations. You can like and follow us on Facebook as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel to get live event and notifications for all the updates regarding CAT and other MBA entrance examination. You can also look at our WhatsApp as well as Telegram lists. You can join over there and we will update you. We don't spam over there. If you want, you can enroll for our Quant and LRDI courses. These are the best and the most comprehensive courses available in the market. When you go beyond triangles, there are two problems which come up, right? First of all is the problem of shape, right? So you can have an oddly shaped figure like this or a more conventional figure like this, right? This figure is called a convex figure. This is called concave figure, right? Most of the relations that you will be doing would be on the basis of convex figures. Now, the test for convexity is that if you extend any side infinitely on both sides, make it into a line, right? All the points will lie on the same side of the line, right? So if you extend this line, all the points lie on this, and this will be true for every single edge, right? Only then it will be a convex figure. Other way to do it is if you extend the edges, right? It should not intersect a non-adjacent edge. For example, this edge has two adjacent edges, this and this, so it will intersect at points, these 2 points with the adjacent edges, right? In a concave figure, if you extend this edge, it will intersect a third edge as well, or a fourth edge as well. And even if it happens for one of the edges, the figure becomes a concave figure. As we discussed, all the relations that you usually get are for convex figures, not for concave figures. The second problem which happens with going beyond three sides is that you get additional lines called diagonals. Now in a triangle, right, if you have the points joining the edges, the points joining the corners, all those line segments are basically the edges or the sides of the figure, right? Whereas in case of in this case, this is a quadrilateral four-sided figure, right? Besides the edges, you can have two additional lines, right, which are not the edges of the figures, but they also connect the points, the corners of the figure, right? These lines are called the diagonals of a polygon, right? Assuming it's a concave polygon, we can actually find out some important properties, commonly used properties. First is the number of diagonals. Number of diagonals is n into n minus 3 divided by 2. This proof comes from permutation and combination. Pretty easy to do it, right? The sum of the interior angles will be n minus 2 into 180 degrees. Sum of the exterior angles will always be 360 degrees. Now, if it's a regular polygon is one which has all internal angles equal and all sides are equal. So in case of a three-sided figure, right, an equilateral triangle would be a regular polygon of three sides, right? All angles are equal, all sides are equal. For a four-sided figure, a square will be a regular polygon or a regular quadrilateral, right? All sides are equal, all internal angles are also equal. Now we can extend this relation for interior angles. For regular polygons, since all the interior angles are equal, right, each of the interior angle will be equal to this divided by n. Why is it divided by n? Because for every n-sided polygon, you will have n corners and n sides. Right? So you can use this as well. Now there are two very frequently used regular polygons. One is of side 6, which is hexagon. One is of side 8, which is octagon. Right? Now for a hexagon, it is composed of 6 equilateral triangles joined together. Each of these 6 figures, if you connect some of the diagonals, each of these blue colored figures will basically be an equilateral triangle. Right? So if the side is A, you can find the area as 6 times root 3 by 4 a square. Right? You can use the previous relations over here to find the number of internal angles, the sum of internal angles, each internal angle, number of diagonals, etc. Right? Now, for an octagon, a regular octagon is created by chopping the edges, the corners of a square. So if you cut the corners of a square, you will get a regular octagon. Each of them, this is 45 degrees. So each internal angle will be 135 degrees. Again, by using the same relations, you can also find the area of the octagon over here. Okay. So let's try to solve a few questions which have come up in the recent CAT and IIFT exams using these relations. The first one is from CAT 2019 slot 2. It says, let A and B be two regular polygons having A sides and B sides respectively. B is equal to 2A and each interior angle of B is 3 by 2 times each interior angle of A. Then the interior angle in degrees of a regular polygon with A plus B sides is how much? It's a theta question. So you have A, B, and there is a third polygon, let's call it C. So number of sides for the first one is A, second one is B, which is twice of A, and C will have A plus B sides. So 3A sides. Right. Now, what is given? Interior angles are given. Each interior angle. So each interior angle of the first one will be A minus 2 by A into 180. For the second one, it will be, if you put B here and B is equal to 2A, it will be 2A minus 2 into 180 by 2A. Right. It is given to you that each interior angle of B is 3 by 2 times the interior angle of A. Right. So 2A goes out, 180 goes out. If you rewrite this, you will get 3A minus 6 equals 2A minus 2. So you'll get A will be equal to 4. So 3A will be equal to 12. Now, what will be the interior angle of a polygon with 12 sides? That will be 10 by 12, 12 minus 2 by 12 into 180. This is 5 by 6, 30, 30 into 5, 150 will be your correct choice. Pretty straightforward. Question number 2 says, this is from CAT 2019 slot 1. It says, corners are chopped off from an equilateral triangle to produce a regular hexagon. Then the ratio of area of H to the area of T is how much? Now, this is a under 1 minute question to solve. So we combine these, the main diagonals over here. Right, this is a regular hexagon. Now, by symmetry, if this is A, all of them are equal to A. Right, this will also be equal to A, this will also be equal to A. Right, so area of the hexagon will be 6A. Area of the full triangle will be 6A plus these 3 additional A, that's 9A. So 2:3 will be your correct choice. Right, under 1 minute to solve this in an exam situation. Now, as a proof, you can try to figure out why this is A, why this is A, why this is A. It's not very difficult to find out as well, right? So try it out as a proof when you have time, but it's a very common trick which is used over and over again. Now, the next question is from IFT 2016, again, which contains a regular hexagon. Your questions are very, very easy usually. Let PQRSTU be a regular hexagon. The ratio of the area of PRT to that of hexagon PQRSTU is how much? So if I make this PQRST and U, right, you need to find the area of PRT. Right, to the area of the full one. Now, again, if you draw the 6 equilateral triangles here, right, if this value is x, this value will also be equal to x. This will be the median or the altitude to the equilateral triangle. If this is x, this will also be x. If this is x, this will also be x. If this is x, this will also be x. If this is x, this will also be x. If this is x, this will also be x. Right. So as you can see, your shaded portion is half your full portion. Right. Option B is your correct choice. Pretty straightforward. Use the symmetry. Job done. The last question is from IFT 2010. Now this is the basis of when we said like an octagon is created by chopping the corners of an equilateral triangle. This is the one which uses that property. In a square of side 2 meters, so this is your side is 2, right? Isosceles triangles of equal areas are cut from the corners to form a regular octagon. Find the perimeter and area of the regular octagon. So if the side of the octagons are all A, right? Now, given that this is 45, this is 45, this is a right angled isosceles triangle. Right, so if this side is A, this will be A by root 2. This will be A by root 2. Now, if I add the 3 segments, A by root 2, A and A by root 2, that will be equal to side of the square. So, A plus twice of A by root 2 should be equal to 2. Which means A into 1 plus root 2 equals 2. Or A should be equal to 2 by 1 plus root 2. I know the side of the octagon, right? So I can find the perimeter. Perimeter will be this into 8. So that will be 16 divided by 1 plus root 2, right? So this is out, this is out. So it has to be this or none of these, right? We also have to find the area. What will be the area? Now, one way is to use the formula directly. We had the formula, but even if you don't remember the formula, you can still find out, right? How will you find out if you don't know the formula? Right, let's take the full square. Full square is 4, 2 square is 4. From this, I have to chop off this area, this area, this area, this area. So these are 4 half squares. These are 4 half squares, which means if you combine these 4 portions, you will get 2 squares. And what will be the area of the square? Side of the square is A by root 2. So area will be A square by 2. So this square divided by 2. So 2 square by 1 plus root 2 whole square whole divided by 2. Right. So this goes out from this. So you'll get 4 minus this will be 4 divided by, if you rationalize, if you expand the denominator, it will be 1 plus 2 root 2. Rewrite this. You'll get, take 4 common. It will be 1 minus 1 by 3 plus 2 root 2. Rewrite this again. So you will get 3 plus 2 root 2 minus 1. So that will be 4 into 3 plus 2 root 2 minus 1 will be 2 plus 2 root 2 divided by 3 plus 2 root 2. Which of them does it? Right. This does not satisfy. Option D will be our correct choice. Right. You just need to be a little careful. Don't be over smart. In this case, there was a none of these, even though it's an IFT question. It has a ZAT answer to this. Obviously, if you know the area of the octagon directly, you can do it. But I would suggest don't remember it like that. Remember it like dividing, taking the corners of a square. If you understand the basic properties of polygons, again, and you can identify the equilateral triangle in this case and the special triangle, the isosceles right angle triangle in this case, questions are pretty straightforward to solve. Polygons, usually you get 1 question or 2 question in a particular slot, right? And usually the polygons are regular polygons as such. That completes this particular session. If you liked it, please do share it with your friends who are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examination. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow our Facebook page. The links for our course are available on the description to this video. Till we meet again the next time, goodbye and all the best.